so on. 52 in all, 52 ships started making their way towards Malta as soon as they went past the gates, called them gates, of Gibraltar. Obviously, all hell broke loose. In fact, only at the end, the Ohio is this tanker. It was bombarded, it was backbroken. A German plane was stuck basically on the ship. It was sinking fast. In order not to let it sink, they tied it to two other ships. But miraculously, they managed to get in the harbor. Only 4 merchant ships survived. The Ohio, it was sinking fast. Because as I said, politically yes, but there were families, there were friends, you know. So it was, yes, because the British services left. I mean, there would be no work. Okay, they were welcome. They would can spend holidays and they can live here, but for work, servicemen all left because then they closed the bases. Okay, so I went into these details, I said, because of the ties between our two countries. In the meantime, this is the area where the Blue Grotto, we have Blue Grotto, but this is a very picturesque area that we are going through. So onto the left, you can see a valley going down to the sea. These valleys, there are many valleys in Malta. These valleys were formed during the Ice Age. Okay, so let's go back in time. Europe, there was Ice Age, but in Malta there was no Ice Age, no ice, but there was the Rain Age. So a lot of rain fell, and you can see, look, can you see the rocks? And you can see the layers. I had before spoken how Malta was formed by layer. You can see, in fact, the horizontal layers. Obviously, this is one type, this is type of rock, but you can see basically the horizontal layers. Now, onto the left, there is the island of Filfla. It's just a rock. It is small, the circumference is basically 1 kilometer in length, so very small, and during the war it was bombarded, particularly by the British obviously and the forces during the war as target practice. So poor island, that's why you can see all the rocks at the end. Now, for many years no one could go near the island because there could maybe still be unexploded bombs. Now obviously we have cleaned our seas, but still people cannot go near now because it is a bird sanctuary. All your households. When the bombardment started from one day to the other, we had no place to defend us but 3 Gloucester gladiators. We had our mighty Air Force. Faith, hope and charity. So obviously the British had to come with their planes in order to help us defend the island, but there were no runways. Can you see this road? It's wide and straight. This is one of the runways that the British set up very, very quickly. They set up 5 in Malta and 1 in Gozo in order to defend the island because we didn't even have proper line. So imagine 3 biplanes and basically 1 runway. So we couldn't win a war with that. So thanks for the British. They came here with their planes, obviously. But besides that, they did something to help the people. They started the shelters, you know, the shelters where people go underground. So the government would main parties, the Nationalist Party and the Labour Party, and there are some very small parties, but they are too weak in a way to make a difference to the election. So basically it's either A or B. Right now it's the Labour Party that is in power, and within a year and a half, okay, it was telling me 2 years, we will be having our next election. In the meantime, the dust mounds that you can see onto the right are the remains of the excavation from the quarries. So obviously a lot of dust to a museum. But now we are trying to reutilize the quarries by what? Using them as, in a way, rubbish dump, especially for construction material, because where are you going to put it? But then the top part would turn into a garden. So it would be full of waste material, and then the top part, we're still trying, okay? I'm just saying. But yes, you turn it into a garden or something at least useful. Remember, each square inch of the Maltese Islands, they have to be used in one way or another. Okay, so we're going to Dingli Cliffs. We're going slowly. One will be going slowly in order so we can admire the panorama. Over there you can see once again Filfla. Now we are on cliffs. You might not realize, but yes, we are on cliffs. We are going to the highest point in Malta. That's around 300 meters, okay? It's not Everest, not very high, but it's around 300 meters. A favor from God. Someone from my family is sick, or I'm worried about an oncoming attack. So I promise, please God, if someone from my family is healed, then I promise to do something. Sometimes churches are full of gold items. I will give you this. Or else, in some extreme cases, I will build a chapel. I will pray to a saint, and if my wish is granted, I will build a chapel. That is the next photo. If I have enough money, I'll do it. If I don't, I will gather money to put up this chapel. Now, there is written on the front of the chapel, non gode immunita ecclesiastica. It means the ground is no longer sacred, really, because many of them are not used. We have too many and few priests. I mean, they will be used on the feast of the saint they are dedicated to. For example, where we are going to stop, it is of Mary Magdalene. Some have a roster, some chapel, every Sunday a different one is opened. This sign was important during the times of the night because one could ask for asylum on consecrated ground. But if then you saw, basically, remember, we're going to stop where those people are. It is a cliff, okay? You are old enough to be careful. Please, I want 48 of you back. Okay? Take care. The best place where to see the view is behind the chapel. Behind the chapel there is like a railing. So if you stay between the railing and the chapel, there is a very nice view from there. So meeting point, Jesmond will be with the coach here, patiently waiting for us. Sorry.
I remember that prickly pear juice. Last time I came here in 2023. chapel, yeah, I remember this chapel. The cliffs of Dingli in Malta, highest point of the island. Let's have a look up here. Sì,
Io non vedo di là.
Ok. Be careful here, man.
Ja też takiego śniegu.
Maybe we're gonna get in the
I raz się budzę,
you see Valletta right across there. That's our coast there, the flag. Prime Minister lives there. There's Valletta in the background, look, where we've come from, where the ship's docked. That's Valletta. Right in the background.